Hey, what's going on, guys, everyone? My name is Asian Psycho, and we're gonna get started on the overview episode of the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle and the M39 EMR. Yeah, let's get started on the overview episode. For those guys, stumbling over my words again, for those of you guys who are new to this series, what the overview episode is basically a summarization of my thoughts on the two last sniper rifles I've used for the Road to Mastery series. This episode we're going to be, like I mentioned before, be taking a look at the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle and the M39 EMR. So, let's get right to it. So, statistically speaking, let's take a look at the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle first, because that's the first sniper rifle that I used in this two-episode series, or in this time frame, 2 episodes anyway. So, for one day, a little bit of background information, for one day it does cost 2100 GP, but since Nexon took out the one-day sales, obviously, it does cost a whopping 10,290 GP for a week, so it's a bit overpriced. I kind of wish Nexon would bring back the one-day sales, but there's nothing really we can do about that. So, it is unlocked at Second Lieutenant 5, and it is a bolt-action sniper rifle. However, even though it is a bolt-action, it is not a one-shot kill, which severely limits its real effectiveness in gameplay mechanics, or in terms of gameplay. So that's why you don't see a lot of people running around with this. I mean, just one-shotting someone with a bolt-action is hard enough, I think. So having a two-shot bolt action is kind of overkill, so that's one of the reasons why you never see really anyone running around with an M24 or Rugers or any bolt action one shots anyway. So there you have it. Statistically speaking, its damage is at a 95. So it is a high damage sniper rifle. Don't get me wrong. I mean, all sniper rifles are pretty high damage to begin with, but it is more powerful than the M24. I believe it's as powerful as the SPR, and yeah, damage is. I think if you can get behind someone and flank them and shoot them back, I think it should be a one-shot kill. I mean, the M24 does that all the time, so I would be surprised if the Ruger wasn't able to do the same thing. So the portability is at at 45, and it is definitely one of the faster sniper rifles compared to the MSR. The MSR is the fastest sniper rifle, so in terms of portability anyway. So it does have 50. So considering that the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle has a 45 portability, it's not too shabby at all. And rate of fire is at an 18, so it has the same rate of fire, I believe, as the MSR. So that's obviously a very good plus about the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle as well. Even though it is a bolt action, it does fire very fast for a bolt action sniper rifle. Accuracy is near perfect at 98. It's the same accuracy that you can find on the TPG. And recoil is at 70, but once again, because this is semi-automatic, or not semi-automatic, I'm thinking of shotguns, holy shit. Bolt action sniper rifle, the recoil is largely negated because, you know, you have to wait. You can't really spam bullets with the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle unless you, like, keep no-scoping, and then stuff happens. But anyways, so yeah. As for tankability, which is something new that I've incorporated just now into this series, we can't really say much about the tankability on the Ruger, nor on the M39 for that matter, because, I mean, both of them are meant to be two-shot sniper rifles. So the tankability we can only really discuss on one-shot sniper rifles like the L9 and other such sniper rifles, so we shall leave that for another appropriate episode to talk about. So, besides that, well, my general thoughts on the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle. It's a fun sniper rifle, don't get me wrong. It's a fun sniper rifle to use, but it's extremely frustrating. I can say that for most sniper rifles, but in comparison to the M39 EMR, which I will get to later, the M39 EMR, because it's solid, it's really meant to be a two-shot sniper rifle. It's got lower damage, and it's got a huge 20-round magazine. I mean, the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle does have a very, very large 10-round magazine, which you can only find in the TRG SE and the FRF2, which are the only two sniper rifles, or the only two other sniper rifles that are bolt action and start with 10 rounds in the magazine. So yeah, that's obviously a very good plus about the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle, because you can constantly, if you're really good at quick switching, then you can constantly keep putting on sniper fire across any place that you want to, like this cordon oil rig that you see right here. Also, another big plus about the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle is that I feel that it has the same draw speed as the TPG-1. If you guys have watched my TPG-1 episode of the Road to Mastery series, you will know that I heavily emphasize the fact that the TPG-1 and the just the overall TPG-1 family, like TPG-1, the Pro, and the Master, all have extremely fast draw speeds, and the Ruger is no exception to that either. I believe it has fail right there. I believe it does have the same very fast draw speed that the TPG-1 is well known for. So yes, that is indeed another Ruger, another pro about the Ruger. However, even with all these nice benefits, if it's not a one-shot, I don't really think that's worth your time trying to get the Ruger. You're going to be very frustrated with how the Ruger will perform because of the simple fact that it doesn't one-shot. So, I mean, if it were a one-shot, it'd probably be the most overpowered sniper rifle, GP sniper rifle anyway, in combat arms, but I mean, I don't know if it was a good thing making it a two-shot. So yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to see if it was a one-shot, but then again, I do understand that if it was indeed a one-shot, everyone would kind of use it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Ruger. Not very good, but it is still fun nonetheless to use, and especially if you want to go use like a quirky gun setup, so to speak. So there you go. Now, do keep in mind that in this game, there is someone who is kind of hating on me. So, yeah, I do kind of retaliate back because I was feeling bored. Because I mean, going around with Ruger and M39 is kind of tedious at times. So, yeah, I kind of did have to let out some steam for lack of a better term, so you guys can enjoy our little verbal warfare in the chat box in this game. So moving on, the M39 EMR, a little bit of background information on the M39 EMR. Does cost 1400 GP a day, but because Nexon released or removed the one-day sales on the M39 EMR, it does cost 6860 GP for a week, which is a lot better than the Ruger for that matter, and overall its overall effectiveness is a lot better for that matter. Let's see here. It is unlocked at the relatively high rank of First Lieutenant 4, and yeah. And moving on to the statistics. The damage, it has a solid 85 damage, so very rarely will you suffer like 3-shot kills like some other sniper rifles. Like the SR25 can have a tendency of 3-shot, which is not good. So the M39 EMR does have a very high damage profile for semi-automatic anyway, and or it's technically a fully automatic for those of you guys who are going to be super anal technical, and yeah, portability. According to Combat Arms, it seems like the M39 EMR has an even higher portability than the MSR, so if that's the case, then I stand corrected. It seems like the MSR is not the fastest sniper rifle in the game. It seems like the M39 is, or whichever. At least we know that M39 EMR is faster than the MSR, so I stand corrected. It does seem to be pretty fast. It's almost as fast as a freaking G36 or an AK. Jesus, that's pretty fast. So yeah, the rate of fire is at a very high 30, which is very fast, even for a semi-automatic sniper rifle. So, yeah, you're definitely gonna enjoy the rate of fire on this baby. Accuracy is a very high 98, so same as the TPG-1 and the Ruger. And the recoil is at a 45. Now, because the M39 EMR fires very fast, and when you aim down sights, or when you aim down your scope, and you go full auto, because the M39 is by default fully automatic, the recoil from the M39 EMR can throw your aim off its original target. I believe for like the first 2, 3, 4, up to 4 shots, it'll go perfectly center, and then the recoil will take it off target. So I suggest you guys spray in like bursts of 2 or 3, preferably 2, so you only need to use 2 shots and to take out any target. But I do realize that sometimes that's kind of difficult to do. So what I recommend is just tap fire with it. Just fire one bullet at a time. Take your time, especially if you're trying to shoot at moving targets. Because of this, though, I would highly recommend that you guys who have the tendency to camp use M39, because you're going to be concentrating on taking out moving targets with 2 shots. It's pretty beneficial for you guys to take some cover. Yeah, take some cover or something like that, or sit back in the back of the map or something and then use it. I don't really condone camping, but if that's what you gotta do, use the M39. I mean, that's what you gotta do. So, I mean, if it's to use the M39 effectively, then I don't have any qualms about that. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the statistics on the M39 EMR. Overall, the M39 EMR is a very, very fun gun to use, and I can definitely see people doing very well with it. It can also be kind of a asshole sniper rifle because obviously because of it, with its very high fire rate and its very generous 20-round magazine, which is got to be the highest magazine capacity for any sniper rifle. To be honest, the M39 EMR is technically speaking a battle rifle with a sniper scope attached, because I mean it looks like the fucking M24, or not the M24, the M14 and those other weapons. So I mean, it does have 20 rounds in the magazine, and very, very, very generous magazines. So that's why I say that the M39 EMR does have a tendency to become like one of those asshole sniper rifles, because you know people run around no scoping with them. So yeah, you can go that way if that's what you so desire, either to troll people or really can't use the M39 any other way. So yeah. You keep in mind though that it still only does have a total of 40 rounds in reserve, so you only have 2 magazines of 20 rounds each. So if you do waste them all, then I mean you're kind of left out in the open. So yeah, do keep in mind to manage your ammo a little bit wisely. So yeah, the M39 EMR, very, very good 2-shot sniper rifle, I believe. In my opinion, anyway, it's one of my favorites. Up there amongst the best. And if you guys are looking to shop around for a good 2-shot sniper rifle, and you are second or first lieutenant 4 or above, I do highly recommend that you guys try out the M39 EMR. Even if you're not a huge fan of the 2-shot sniper rifles like I am, I just recommend you guys use it anyway. Maybe you'll get a few good clips with them or something like that. Have some montage moments with them, or something like that, like an unbelievable spray, just no scoping into their spawn. But anyways, that'll wrap up the overview episode for the Road to Master series featuring the Ruger Gunsite Scout Rifle and the M39 EMR. Ruger, not very good, but still fun. It's still pretty fun nonetheless. You definitely won't get any MLG games with it though. And the M39 EMR, you might actually get a few good games with it, depending on how you play with it. So obviously, anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Do make sure to check out these 2 sniper rifles for what they're worth, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. You could have shit that.